Hello, welcome to Escrow Escapes. This is the real estate stories, market trends, and true tales from the front lines of closings. I am Matthew Halliday, Navy veteran and father of three girls, also a full time real estate agent. Let's get into it. Closing day, keys are printed, movers are halfway packed, and everyone expects a smooth handoff. Then a municipal letter lands with a demand: replace the sewer lateral immediately. At the same time, the septic inspection fails. The lender pauses funding. The buyer calls. The seller's contractor is 2 weeks out, and the title company is asking for a plan. Total chaos, right? Welcome to Escrow Escapes. I'm Matthew Halliday, and today we're untangling that exact kind of mess so you have a playbook before you need it. Quick promise. By the end of this episode, you'll have 3 practical moves. Spot the red flags early, negotiate and structure escrow protections, and present lender-friendly fixes. Plus 1 immediate action you can do this week. No legal advice, just proven tactics and templates to discuss with your agent or attorney. Let's break it down. First, spotting risk early. What gives you a heads up before you hit closing day? Short answer, read the listing and public records like a detective. Language like on-site wastewater system as is, or a single line mentioning older system, those are flags. But municipal records are the bigger surprise source. A public works notice about lateral replacement programs will show up in permits or code enforcement files. So what do you actually order and when? Do it quickly. Within about 7 to 10 days of acceptance, get a licensed septic inspection and, if applicable, a dye test or perk test. Request a municipal sewer-lateral compliance letter or any recent utility notices. Ask the seller for tank pump records and any contractor invoices. Those 3 items together will flag most deal-stopping problems while you still have options. You might be thinking, what's a realistic timeline? Plan on a 7 to 10 day inspection window, plus expedited municipal requests, which can take a week or 2 depending on the town. If the seller can provide records up front, you shorten that time. If not, bump up the priority of the tests and budget for an expedited fee. Yes, there is often an expedited charge. It's usually small compared to a delayed closing. Second, negotiation and escrow tools. Let me give you language and a plain English translation. Try this structure in your inspection addendum. Buyer may obtain a licensed septic inspection and municipal sewer lateral compliance letter within X days of acceptance. If repairs are required, seller shall either complete repairs to comply with local code prior to closing, or establish an escrow holdback in an amount agreed by the parties to ensure completion. In plain words, the buyer gets the test, the seller must fix it, or put money aside at closing so the work gets done. That's the protection. Always run the clause by your broker or attorney. Local language matters. Change X days to 7 to 10, or whatever your market uses, but don't push that window past the point where repairs can still be scheduled pre-closing if needed. Now, how do escrow holdbacks actually work? Start with a contractor estimate. Get 1 or 2 bids fast. Agree on an amount and put it in escrow after closing. Typical holdback timelines run from 30 to 90 days depending on permitting and the scope of work. The escrow agreement should name a release trigger, usually a certified inspector's sign-off or municipal approval, and a clear deadline. No vague, when finished language. What about costs? A small septic repair might be a few $1,000s. A full lateral replacement or a tank swap can be in the high thousands to tens of thousands depending on access and local rates. If you need a ballpark quickly, ask 2 local contractors for an expedited scope and a written cost range. That estimate is what lenders and title will want to see to accept the holdback. No one likes surprises. Numbers help create trust. Third, lenders and insurers. They don't like active municipal orders or failed tests. Many underwriters will not fund until there's a resolution, or a conditional plan like a temporary compliance letter, a contractor scope and cost estimate, or an escrow holdback with clear release criteria. So here's the practical move. Loop the lender in early. Call underwriting the minute you suspect a lateral or septic issue. Don't wait for the last walkthrough. Useful lender-friendly options I've seen work. Conditional funding, where funds are issued but held by title until repair verification. Title company administered repair escrows. Seller arranged short-term financing to complete required municipal work pre-closing. Or an agreed escrow holdback with an independent inspector doing the release. Each lender will accept different combinations, so confirm early and get any conditional agreements in writing. Okay, let me give you a simple closing day playbook to hand to your lender and title if a problem appears. 1. Provide the septic inspection and municipal notice immediately. 2. Supply a contractor scope and 2 bids within 48 hours. 3. Propose either repairs before close or an escrow holdback amount, and a 30 to 90 day timeline with an inspector sign-off. Clear, documented steps reduce lender resistance and buy you time. Real quick, what actually happened in the story that opened this episode? The parties agreed to a conditional escrow holdback. The seller provided 2 contractor bids and deposited the agreed amount in escrow. The lender accepted conditional funding because title had a signed escrow agreement and a 60-day repair deadline. A town inspector signed off at 45 days, and the sale closed without the buyer walking. Not always this tidy, but a good example of planning and communication winning the day. Before we finish, 3 quick takeaways to remember. 1. Spot the red flags and order tests within 7 to 10 days of acceptance. 2. Use clear contract language and an escrow holdback with specific release triggers and a 30 to 90 day timeline. 3. Talk to the lender and title early and bring contractor estimates or temporary municipal paperwork. Those 3 moves shrink the chance of a surprise freeze at the 11th hour. 1 immediate action you can take this week. Add this exact phrase to your next offer or inspection addendum and have your agent or attorney review it. Buyer requests a licensed septic system inspection and municipal sewer-lateral compliance letter within 7 to 10 days of acceptance. Repairs to be negotiated, and, if required, an escrow holdback to be established at closing with an independent inspector release. Use it as a starting point. Tailor to your market and get legal review. Alright, that's a wrap on this episode of Escrow Escapes. Thanks for listening. Remember, every deal has bumps. The trick is to see them early and to have clear, lender-friendly steps to fix them. If this episode helped, subscribe so you don't miss the next escrow survival story. We'll bring more templates, real examples, and checklists straight to your feed. Catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to Escrow Escapes. For more real estate tips, market updates, and behind-the-scenes stories, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. I am Matthew Halliday. We'll see you on the next closing. Thanks. Have a great day.